I help frustrated job seekers successfully navigate the job search and interview process. In this video, we're going to be discussing how to anticipate interview questions and deliver answers that land offers. Let me paint a scene I've seen too many times as the head of talent acquisition. A qualified candidate walks into the interview, great resume, confident handshake. The first question comes. Tell me about a time you had to solve a difficult problem at work. They freeze. Not because they haven't solved problems, but because they didn't prepare for how to talk about it. Their answer ends up vague, rambling, or just plain forgettable. And just like that, their shot at the role starts slipping. Here's the truth. No matter how experienced or talented you are, if you can't communicate your value clearly in the interview, you're not getting hired. In this video, I'm going to show you how to anticipate the questions you're going to be asked, write out answers that actually land, and deliver them with confidence. Let's get into it. Why winging it doesn't work. Interviewing is not a casual conversation. It's a business meeting with real financial stakes for both sides. You're not there to see what they ask. You're there to lead the conversation, highlight your value, and show them why you're the solution they've been looking for. And to do that, you need to prepare answers in advance. Not to memorize word-for-word scripts, but to get clear on the stories, examples, and results you want to share. Otherwise, you'll default to generic answers and miss your shot at standing out. The 25 core questions that never die. Here's something I've learned across dozens of industries and hundreds of roles. Most companies use some variation of the same 20 to 25 questions. You've heard them. Tell me about yourself. What's your greatest strength? What's your greatest weakness? Tell me about a time you've handled conflict. Why are you leaving your current job? What's your greatest achievement? It doesn't matter if you're interviewing at a tech startup, a hospital, or a Fortune 500 company. These questions always show up. Why? Because they help hiring managers assess how you think, how you work, and how you deal with people. Your job is to study these questions, pick the ones most relevant to your role, and write out answers using stories from your experience. And don't just think about your answers, write them. There's something powerful about putting your stories on paper. It helps you tighten your thoughts, uncover the right details, and rehearse with purpose. The power of storytelling in interviews. Let me give it to you straight. The best interview answers are not lists. They're stories. Stories are memorable. They have structure, and they let you show how you think, how you act under pressure, and how you get results. Here's the basic structure I teach. The setup. What was the situation? The conflict. What challenge were you facing? The action. What did you do? And the result. What was the outcome? If you've ever sat in an interview panel, you know how quickly candidate answers blend together. But the candidates who tell sharp, structured stories, those are the ones who stick. And here's the bonus. When you tell a strong story, the interviewer often stops asking follow-ups because you've already gave them everything they needed. Practice until it feels natural, not rehearsed. Let me be clear. I'm not telling you to memorize scripts. That's a fast way to sound robotic. What I'm telling you to do is internalize your stories. Practice them enough that you can shift gears if the question is asked differently. For example, the question might be, tell me about a time you had to lead a team. But it could just as easily come out as, what's your leadership style? How do you handle team conflict? Have you ever had to lead under pressure? If you've prepared a solid leadership story, you can flex it to fit all of these. Rehearse out loud. Use your phone to record yourself. Listen back. See where you stumble or ramble. Then tighten up. The goal isn't to sound perfect. The goal is to sound clear, structured, and confident. Prepare like a pro, deliver like a leader. Let me leave you with this. You don't rise to the occasion in an interview. You fall to the level of your preparation. Interviewing is a skill, and like any skill, it can be learned, sharpened, and mastered. So take the time to anticipate the questions, map out your answers, and refine your delivery. Do that, and you won't just survive the interview, you'll control it. In the next video, we'll talk about how to turn everything you've prepared into a conversation that builds connection with the interviewer and positions you as the obvious hire. And if you'd like to skip the line and fast forward to interview success, I've included the link to my full interview training course in my bio. You've got this. Let's keep going. I help frustrated job seekers successfully navigate the job search and interview process.